Tron Ares is produced by and stars Jared Leto, which I think gives you all the information that you really need to know before going into this movie. If, after receiving that information, you still want to go and see this movie, because regardless of his Academy Award win, Jared Leto is only really known for these days as being the worst live-action Joker adaptation, and also Morbius. Yep. Now, I could probably cut this review off there and turn this into a YouTube short or whatever, but I thought it was important information to get out right off the bat because it really tells you all you need to know. If you're still interested for whatever reason, Tron Ares is essentially about an artificial intelligence program, codename Ares, which is also the character played by Jared Leto, and what it could mean for an AI program that can take the shape of human form, be infinitely expendable, and be sold off to various military groups around the world for numerous combat applications. Of course, that's a very brief overview of the movie in order to not give too much away in the realm of spoilers, but a lot of my gripes with this movie comes with its writing and its storytelling and a lot of the things that it does with its characters and how they kind of change and go from one thing to another. And I feel like I can't really delve into that too much without getting into minor spoilers, so if you really give a shit, there's your warning. So Ares, the AI program, who's designed and created and used by Julian Dillinger, who's a big tech CEO, he's like the big bad of the movie. This program decides to go against its orders from Julian Dillinger because it reads a very small quote from the book Frankenstein, and it also receives compassion for like a fraction of a second from another character. And that those two instances were enough for the Ares program to go against its orders. Like, sure, the compassion thing is like a scenario where the Ares program is put into in order to understand good from bad, even though it's an AI program and it shouldn't really give a shit about that stuff, but it does. But then to use a quote from Frankenstein, like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why not just create another scenario where your character can understand that it is this all-powerful being because it's a fucking digital AI program and it can do whatever it wants and doesn't have to take orders? But you have to use a quote from Frankenstein to do that? Like, I totally understand taking inspiration from other books and movies and TV shows and other writers and authors and things like that. That's totally fine. But you pretty much just copy and pasted a quote from Frankenstein into here and made that the whole turning point for your character. Like, that's just so lazy and uncreative. I could probably give you so many more examples on why the story and the writing in this movie is so terribly awful, but I'm just going to leave it there for now and we can talk about the acting. It's bad. On another note, this is a science fiction action adventure movie, and if you like action, well, I'm glad to say that all the best action moments are in the trailer. So you can just watch that over and over again for free if you like, because there's really not much else to see in the full runtime of the movie that you pay $25 for. And the rest of the big set pieces you do see in the movie looks like it could have been made on Action Movie FX. Look, I don't know how to tell you this, but while I was watching the movie, I looked at my watch, I was like, there's at least another hour left. And I already knew that I didn't like it. And that's because Tron Ares is trash. Yeah, look, this review was short and sweet. The movie's bad.